and I'm going to tell you what, reeling that fish in, she ran all over the boat. She had the best time and laughed so hard, and after that, she was a chatterbox. Let me tell you what, she was excited.
Welcome to the Woman Angler and Adventurer podcast, inspiring real women with a passion for fishing and the outdoors to go get their adventure on. Now, here's your fearless host, Angie Scott.
Hello and welcome to the Woman Angler and Adventurer podcast. Here we are at episode 185, and it never ceases to amaze me how I never seem to run out of amazing women to feature on the show. Yes, there's been a few who have been on a couple of times, but that's nothing to do with lack of possibilities. I was intending to feature a lady this week by the name of Wanda Stewart, which if you don't know much about Wanda, she's a major promoter for women in the outdoors. But instead, she requested that I use this time slot to feature someone else, another woman who deserves to be promoted, and that is Bayou Barbie Outfitters Captain Lisa Kay Crossen out of Louisiana. While I still hope to get the chance to introduce y'all to Wanda on a future episode, I'm so happy she turned me on to Captain Lisa. You're absolutely going to love her story and hear everything she does, being a charter captain and helping veterans and first responders and more. Before we jump into it, just a quick update. The Key West boat is still at the dealer. As you can imagine, this is the busiest time of year for them. Everyone's ready to get their boats out in service and on the water before Memorial Weekend. In the meantime, I've been trying to practice my casting skills, skipping and pitching and all those things. And I've been skipping with a spinning setup as well as a bait caster from the docks. Occasionally I'll skip it like a dream, but more often than not, I don't. So I still have a lot of work to do there. Also, we found a mobile RV repair person to come out and check the Lance Truck Camper Mobile Podcast Studio with the water heater, since all the other dealers were way backed up and behind in repair places, and it ended up being something super simple as we expected it probably was. Just needed the valve replaced, which is something we could have done for about $20 ourselves if we were a little more mechanically inclined. We'll learn. It's a learning process, and the longer we have this, the more we'll learn. So that's where we're at right now. Got the Cane River, Louisiana tournament just a few weeks away. Going up to Lake Erie next week to walleye fish with Mark I Sport Fishing. And really excited about that. It's going to be filmed for Midwest Outdoors TV show. And I'm bringing a special guest with me that you've heard on the show before, but I'm really excited. I'm not going to announce it just yet. So stay tuned for that. All right, get ready to meet Bayou Barbie herself, Captain Lisa Kay Crossen. Captain Lisa Kay Crossen, Bayou Barbie Outfitters, welcome to the Woman Angler and Adventurer podcast.
Good morning. Thank you for having me this morning.
Yeah, I'm excited to chat with you and kind of get to hear all about what you do down there in Louisiana. Being a charter captain, and a quick shout out to Wanda Stewart, who I was actually supposed to interview her, and bless her heart, she's like, I would rather you feature somebody else. She's always trying to promote other women in the fishing industry, so she really wanted me to reach out to you and see if you'd be willing to come on the show and let ladies learn about what you do. So
great. Yes, shout out to Wanda. She is really exemplary lady, outstanding individual. She pumps up women. She connects with women. She is a super network artist, almost a magician. Yeah. She supports us and promotes us, and she's just really a matriarch in this industry.
For sure. And I have not met her. Have you met her in person?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I did. And invited her to my house the first time. It was kind of crazy. And she said, well, I will show up. And I said, that's great. I invited you. And we left. And she showed up and wound up staying the whole day. We pulled some seafood, and we just had the best time. And she fit in with all my friends.
Oh.
And she's just a really great person. So interesting. So I'll be hoping to hear her podcast with you. That'd be great.
Yeah, I hope she, will come on at some point. And she's like, it's better to talk to all these other ladies than me. So
she sure is humble. And
yeah,
that's a great thing about her as well.
For sure. So, are you born and raised in Louisiana?
I am not. I'm a transplant. I was born in El Paso, Texas.
Okay.
I was raised a good part in Oklahoma and came here in 2010 after Katrina, thank goodness. Transplanted here. And I fished all my life, but mostly, lakes and rivers. I was so excited to be down here in Louisiana where I'm about a 30-minute good boat run, a quick boat run into the Gulf there at Grand Isle. I enjoy all of the inland waters, especially and mostly where I charter. But I do charter all the way to Grand Isle.
Okay.
I charter over to Myrtle Grove and out of Baratow and Lafitte.
Gotcha. Okay. I have not fished in Louisiana yet. I almost did. I had a couple opportunities. I was supposed to take out of, I went to New Orleans. I was on the Redfish Roadie road trip with, Jen Ripple and Heather Hodson. And, I was actually leaving from there, so I didn't get the opportunity to like go after any redfish or anything with them in Louisiana. And then I had an opportunity. We were supposed to do, women's kind of, I forget what the title of it was, but we were going to learn how to take photos and things like that out and document like a fishing trip,
Nice.
Video and stuff out of Venice. And that got canceled due to COVID. So I've missed my 2 opportunities to get out on the water down there so far, but hopefully.
Well, it's definitely something you would want to, keep tight on your bucket list. It's so beautiful here. The water is amazing. The fishing is incredible. The species that you can see just in a single charter here is quite amazing. The opportunities you have to catch, and I'd love to host you.
Yeah,
if you have an opportunity to come here.
What species do you go after down there?
We are lucky enough to have a variety. Redfish, of course, and trout being the top, target fish. But there's, flounder, drum. We do have some tarpon out further.
That's what I was going to ask about tarpon.
Out towards Grand Isle, though.
Okay.
And really large trout out by Grand Isle, which is amazing. You can see porpoise fishing. They come chase you for your trout. Sometimes those, once in a lifetime pictures become opportunities to go, man, I wish they'd go away, which you never think you'll say. But we sometimes will encounter 5 species a day, if it's a good day and the fish are biting and we've got some good water and tide. It's not a big deal to have 5 species in the box.
Wow. That's very cool. Well, I am going down there in a couple weeks, but not quite that way. We have my next Women's Pro Bass Tour fishing tournament is on the Cane River in Louisiana.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And so I've got a campsite reserved. We're going to bring the truck camper down and pull the boat and fish that tournament, but I don't think we'll be making it to the coast on that trip. So.
Well, you'll have to make it a point to do that.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely want to at some point. So how did you get into actually, becoming a captain and doing charters?
Well, it's kind of a funny story. When I did come down, I did have my own boat because I've always owned a boat. I was doing some work down the waterway and living near the water, going back and forth to fish camp, whatnot, normal Louisiana lifestyle, at least when you live on the water. And have visitors come in or people. The husbands, of course, always booked a charter with the fishing guides. So the wives were left behind to kind of hang out, visit, maybe do a little guided tour or what if they went downtown New Orleans. But some of them wanted to fish. So me being me, I was like, hey, I'll take you on my boat, no problem. We would go out, have fun, because it wasn't, a paid-for charter, and that time,
Mm-hmm.
So we would just go enjoy the day, sunshine, music, and it kind of became a habit. And me running up and down the Barataria waterway, people would see me in my pink blonde ponytail, and I didn't realize, but they were saying, "Who's the Barbie girl that's driving the boat? The one that drives up and down the canal? Who is that?" Because I was new in the area, and they were calling me Bayou Barbie, and I didn't know it, and met a few of them, and it became a thing, and somebody would buy me a koozie or buy me something with Barbie on it, and it just kind of stuck, and it was fun over time.
Mm-hmm.
It's really meant not as a Barbie figure, more that it's a female image,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of in a fun way,
Yeah.
So I started taking the women. Then everyone wanted to go. Then I got T-shirts, so it kind of became a popular thing to want to do, and to come, and wouldn't matter if the men went, with the charter guide. They got to go with me. So we fished hard. Sometimes we beat them, and it was fun to do that as well. Put that way out there. It was fun when we could come back with the bigger redfish,
Yeah.
And in 2019, I just decided, you know what? I'm doing it. It's fun. Lady anglers started becoming really trendy on Facebook, and really among the men, they were starting to be more popular, respected on the redfish tournaments, the tours.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? I want to be there for the women that want to fish and want to feel comfortable, going out on a boat, maybe want to go with a woman. I'm going to give them the opportunity. I looked around. There weren't that many in my area. There are a couple, but not that many. So I decided to just sit down and focus. Got my captain's license, and unfortunate for me, COVID hit right after that. So tourism kind of got put on pause.
Yeah.
But, it is slowly picking up. Guides are starting to be back, booking their normal clients, and tourism is picking up a bit. Our, mask restrictions are getting dropped here and there. COVID's getting under control. So, Louisiana is beautiful. It's a beautiful place to come and fish.
Very cool.
Love it down here.
That's a great story. That I love featuring women like you on the show who have a passion for the sport and then just take it to the next level. And it's a lot of work.
It is. We have a joke among the captains. Be a charter guide. They said it'll be fun. They said.
Yeah, it sounds like a dream, Oh, you get paid to go out and fish every day.
Correct. I hear that all the time. I would love to have your job. And I said, well, come be a deckhand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so much work goes into it, and a lot of money invested in your boat. Talk about your boat. What kind of boat do you run?
I have a 24-foot Skeeter. Just put a new motor on it, which is another great saying that we have as captains or boat owners in general. Boat stands for break out another 1,000. So New motor was expensive. Looking to pay that down, with my charters. It's hard to start out that way, but I love my Skeeter. I have an interesting story about the redfish. If anybody wants to look me up on Facebook, it's Bayou Barbie Outfitters. You can see my boat right there, the top of my page. A local artist, Becky Fos. She has a studio and magazine downtown in New Orleans. Beautiful artwork that she does. Look her up. I asked her to paint for me a redfish, and she did. And I asked her to put a heart on the tail as the spot. That's, everyone wants to get a redfish with a heart on it, don't they? Mm-hmm. So she did it. It was beautiful. I loved it so much that I asked her if she wouldn't mind if I had it professionally photographed and then used it as a wrap on my boat. I went through, I guess, 3 or 4 different, wrap companies that said, oh, you can't really do that. It's going to kind of distort the fish. It won't look right on something that's so arched, and a kind of a barrel. It'd be hard to do. And I found the one guy that told me no problem, young guy, Anchored Designs out of New Orleans.
Nice.
And Paul did that for me, and he did it in like 3 days because he was so excited about it. He was like, yeah, bring it.
That's awesome.
So it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I get so many compliments, photos taken of it. All the girls, when we go to the marina, they're like, oh, man, I love your boat. We have the prettiest boat at the marina.
Yeah, it's a very cool looking boat, and
Thank you.
I'll be sure to share links to everything you mentioned, but also put a picture of it on the website for the show notes for this episode, if you don't mind.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and ask everybody to go and like my page and go check out Becky Fos as well.
Yeah, awesome. And what kind of motor did you go with?
I went with a Mercury.
Okay.
They have a great line out, a professional line out, and I'm very pleased with it.
Awesome.
Very pleased with it.
And so the picture I'm looking at, it looks like I don't know if that's the new motor, but custom painted. Or
that was my other motor.
Okay.
Yes, I did have the wrap on it as well.
Gotcha.
My
it was a wrap.
Mercury
Okay.
now is white, and it was so pretty. It kind of a pearl white. I left it. Left it like that. I love it.
I love the white, the saltwater style look on the motors and the trolling motors and all that. So I've got a center console Key West that I'm running this year, a 230
Nice.
Bay Reef, and it's a lot of fun to switch up styles of boats. I love pontoons or tri-toons. That's what I've run for the last several years. But it's fun to change it up and try something different for a little while.
Very different from a tri-toon.
Very, very, and it's a lot of fun. Ride's really nice. But so I saw a post recently. I think Wanda may have shared it, but where you took out a lady, a retired Navy vet, and got her on her biggest fish ever. And it was videoed, and it was such a cool video. And can you talk about that experience?
I sure can. That was Melissa, and she is one of my favorites. She was very shy, a little bit reserved. She called me up. Wanda had given her my number and told her that I give discounts to veterans, military, police, nurses, firemen. And so we set up a charter. We went out and, very quiet and reserved. Started trying to kind of break the silence, catch a few fish, make some jokes, lose a fish myself, make fun of myself a little bit, got her to talking a little bit. And when we started getting into redfish, she got so excited. When I tell you a passion for fishing, she definitely has it.
Nice.
And she's actually fished with me. I think I just talked to her the other day on the phone. This will be her fourth coming up, but she's fished with me since. She has a great time. She'll call and just check in with me every now and then. So she's a pleasure. And I tell you what, it gave her some confidence. I would say she fishes several times a month, even if she fishes from the bank.
Awesome. So we'll talk about her catching that giant fish.
She was fishing, and she would get bites and just not have the right finesse for a redfish. Sometimes you have to be a little patient, let the cork go under, let him really decide he wants it a little bit, and give it your all. And so I told her, I just saw a redfish, go right there by that clump of grass. If you can hit it right there, and you're going to catch that fish. And sure enough, she couldn't believe I told her where. She got that thing, and she reared back. I told her count to 3. Be patient. And she did, and I'm going to tell you what, reeling that fish in, she ran all over the boat. She had the best time and laughed so hard, and after that, she was a chatterbox. Let me tell you what, she was excited.
Yeah. That's so cool. Well, and I'm sure for you as a charter captain that those are the moments that make all that hard work that you put into it day in and day out worth it.
They are. I find myself a little overzealous sometimes, maybe staying out a little bit longer, going places that I don't want to always go, just to go the extra mile. It's important to me if they get to catch what they came to catch.
That's awesome. Well, I applaud you for doing what you do and making the move to follow your passion out on the water. And anything coming up for you this year?
My most recent charter that I had, I fished a nurse that served diligently during COVID. And I saw a lot of things she was doing and messaged her and said, hey, I tell you what, when this slows down, send me a message and I'm going to take you out and take you fishing to thank you for all the service, local Louisiana hospital. And I just took her the other day and she had the best time.
Oh.
Got some great photos. I put them out on my page out there, and I thanked her, and she's just cute lady. Had the best time. Caught fish. Happy camper.
That's great. I'm sure she needed that after what she's gone through, for sure.
She sure said she did, and she said she had a great time. Can't wait to go back.
Awesome. Well, and thank you for doing stuff like that as well, and offering the discounts for our military and first responders, I assume. And that's always good to kind of give back to the people that keep us safe and, protect our freedom and all those
Absolutely.
things that I think sometimes we take for granted, but living, day in, day out our busy lives. But I appreciate that you do that. And
thank you.
Yeah. And I hope I will be able to get down there sometime in the near future and meet you in person and go fish. That would be a blast.
Oh, that would be great. I look forward to it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the show this morning. And again, I'll post links to everything we talked about in the show notes so people can check all the photos out and hopefully book some trips with you too.
Great. Listen, I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you for listening. I hope you're also catching the Women's World of Fishing Monday Night Lives with myself and Barbara Harris every week. We had another question and answer session episode as well as a giveaway, so look for those every Monday. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Just search for Women's World of Fishing Monday Night Live. You should be able to pull it up. And then also on our personal profiles as well, and the Woman Angler and Adventurer Facebook group and page. So all over the place. If you can't find it for some reason, shoot me an email, Angie@thewomanangler.com. I'll point you in the right direction. All right. Like I said, thanks for listening, and we'll see y'all next week.